Good morning, everyone. Tuesday session met, and we had a lot of information we had to go over. We invited COM, the Committee of Ministries, to bring information that would help us work through and how to identify our next head of staff. We reviewed the material, we asked a lot of questions, and Presbytery and the Committee of Ministries had representatives there, and they guided us through our questions, our analysis, our need to give ourselves a sense of what we needed now at this time in our church. During that discussion, we also spent time talking about what you have asked us to consider. Some of you have asked us, if possible, could we create stability quickly? Some of you have asked us if we could identify somebody that could move into the role of leading this church who is familiar with who we are, what we do, why we do what we do, our strengths, our weaknesses, our resources. Some of you asked if it were possible, could we bring in a leader who has demonstrated leadership skills in several different areas in a church life? Some of you asked if it were possible, could we maybe bypass a P&C committee at this time? So we took all the information that COM, Committee of Ministries, gave to us. We listened to what you had to say, and on Tuesday night, session extended a contract, a one-year contract effective October 1st, to Lissa Smith to be the temporary interim pastor. Some of you are thinking quickly ahead. A year from now, what happens? A year from now, Lissa, Session, and COM will sit down again with a very high probability that we would extend to Lissa another one-year contract to be the temporary interim pastor. Okay, now you say, well, okay, we're 2 years down the road. What are we going to do? One of three things will occur. Session, COM, and Lissa can enter into a third one-year contract to be the temporary interim pastor. Number two, Lissa could leave the church and move forward. Number three, the congregation, Lissa, and Presbytery, going through all the procedures and rules and regulations that have to take place, could extend a call to Lissa to be our head of staff. This step cannot occur until Lissa serves at least 24 months as a temporary interim pastor. During this process, we had to lean a great deal on Committee of Ministries and Los Ranchos Presbytery for information. They did not tell us what to do, but we had a lot of questions. We had to understand all of the different types of positions that were available to us. We listened to what you said, and we combined the best program we could to help us move forward. So with that, I would like to introduce to you your temporary head of pastor who will act as the head of staff, Reverend Lissa Smith. Congratulations.
You guys can sit down. Oh, I love this congregation. I do. I admit that. Although this comes in a time of worship, and this seems so unworshipful for me, especially you all clapping, even though I like clapping in church sometimes. But I do resonate with those of you who don't like clapping too, so I get that. But I wanted to share with you some of the thoughts and the reflections that I've had over the past several weeks. First, I want to let you know how honored I am that our session has confidence in my pastoral and leadership gifts and our shared call to ministry in this place and time. I am looking forward to discovering and learning with you what God has in store for our church and how we might together uniquely represent the grace and the mercy of our Lord Jesus Christ into a world that we know in our own communities have people who have lost hope, who have broken lives, and for us together to go out and to meet those needs. In the past several weeks, this has caused a great deal of reflection on my part, a great deal of evaluation and introspection. I am grateful, and I need to point out John Griffin, who is here from Committee on Ministry. Look at him, huh? I'm grateful deeply for the guidance and the wisdom and the patience that he has had with me and helping our session and guiding it and giving them helpful information that has helped them. As I've reflected and evaluated my past and present as a pastor to this congregation and community, I have indeed remembered my errors, examined my flaws, and explored my regrets. And in that can shake your confidence a bit. But in the end, and at the end of these introspective periods, I have always emerged hopeful and certain in God's call in my life and in the direction that I am headed along with this congregation. We share a history, and it's important to recognize that. We share a tapestry of the good and the not so good, the moments of great victory and joy and the moments of failure and anguish. We have lived together and loved together, and we have lost together. I know that I am going to stumble and fall sometimes, and that it is impossible to please all people at all times, although I keep thinking you can do it. But you have my promise that I will always strive to be the best and to follow God's lead as it is made known through the members and the leaders of this congregation in our earnest desire to fulfill the Great Commission. But now I am seeking your help in this new call. If you have questions or frustrations or even words of appreciation, please feel free to share them with me. And if you don't feel free or don't feel comfortable coming directly to me, please share those thoughts and those words of wisdom with one of our elders on session, or specifically with Lynn Lavoie, who is our elder for personnel. Our session right now is working together to create a foundation and a structure for our church and our congregation to grow in our faith and express that faith to the communities in which we live. I have taken, and the session has taken, the survey results from earlier this year to heart, and we are creating fresh ways of expressing our hopes and our dreams and our faithful desires. Thank you for this opportunity to serve with all of you in this new role. As it emerges, we will do this all together, so that we can together live into the hope that God has placed before us. Thank you.